Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, am I living the life I truly desire, or am I stuck in a cycle of pleasing others? It seems that at some point we were trained to measure our happiness by the opinions of others, as if the value of our existence depended on an external yes. But what if I told you that true transformation begins when you choose to please yourself first? This is exactly what we're going to talk about today, the courage to break free from these invisible chains and rediscover the power of living authentically. It's curious how often we set aside our own values and desires to meet others' expectations at work, in friendships, even within the family. We're always adjusting our choices to fit the mold we believe is ideal. But the truth is, this constant effort to please creates a dangerous distance between who we are and who we pretend to be. And this doesn't just affect our self-esteem, it affects our spirituality. How can we connect with something greater if we are disconnected from ourselves? How can we cultivate healthy habits when the root of our choices is tainted by the fear of disappointing others? Think about it. Every forced yes, every no we swallow to avoid conflict takes us further away from our purpose and the inner peace we so desperately seek. Imagine you're running on a treadmill, but instead of reaching a destination, all you do is burn energy and stay in the same place. The pursuit of approval is exactly like that. The more you chase it, the more trapped you feel. That's the great paradox. Every step toward external recognition takes you further from your own essence. Think about it. The validation you crave is always in someone else's hands. It's based on something you cannot control, like someone's opinion about your appearance, your choices, or even your success. And this is where the trap lies. When you try to shape your life to please others, without realizing it, you start giving up the things that truly make you happy. And the cruelest part? The more you try to please, the more expectations arise. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It will never be enough. Spirituality teaches us that we are complete in our essence. But how can we recognize that if we're so busy seeking external approval? It's time to stop running on this endless treadmill and start walking in the direction of authenticity. Now, let's talk about the price we pay for living according to others' expectations. Perhaps you've already felt this, that feeling of emptiness even after receiving compliments, or the exhaustion of always wondering if you're doing enough. When we relentlessly seek external approval, we sacrifice our inner peace. Think about how this affects your self-esteem. Every criticism you receive, every disapproving glance, turns into a distorted mirror, reflecting an image of who you think you need to be instead of who you truly are. Moreover, our relationships become fragile and conditional. When we live to please, we create connections based on exchanges. I do this for you as long as you validate me. But these relationships lack authenticity, and you know what's worse? They never satisfy the need for belonging because they're built on unstable foundations. And in the spiritual realm, the consequences are even deeper. How can you cultivate an authentic spiritual practice if you're always trying to be someone you're not? The search for external approval disconnects us from our essence and the greater purpose we all carry. It's like trying to tune into a radio station, but the noise of others' approval keeps us from hearing the music of our own soul. Now imagine for a moment what it would be like to live according to your own truth, without trying to fit into molds, without carrying the weight of others' expectations, just you living authentically true to your essence. This is the alternative that many of us forget is possible. Living authentically doesn't mean ignoring the world or the people around you. It means respecting yourself enough to make decisions that reflect what you truly value. Think about it. Every time you choose to say yes to please someone, you are saying no to yourself. But when you flip this around, when you allow yourself to prioritize your own values, something amazing happens. You begin to feel a lightness, a relief that only those who live authentically can experience. In practice, this may mean small steps, saying no when necessary, setting clear boundaries, or even carving out moments in your day to reconnect with who you truly are. It can be something simple, like starting the day with a meditation or a gratitude journal, to remind yourself of your intentions and values. Living authentically is an act of courage, but it's also an act of liberation. When you decide to live for yourself, you discover that true happiness doesn't lie in pleasing others, but in being whole. And that's where the magic happens. You realize that the more true you are to yourself, the more you inspire those around you to do the same. Now, looking back, notice how the search for external approval can be an invisible weight that keeps us from living with the lightness and authenticity we deserve. The more we let ourselves be guided by others' standards and expectations, the further we drift from our essence. However, by taking the first step toward authenticity, by choosing to please yourself and live according to your own values, you begin to discover a deep and liberating path. Living authentically isn't just a choice. It's an internal revolution. It's not about being perfect, but about being true to who you are. When you decide to live your truth, you make space for a deeper connection with your spirituality, a more honest connection with yourself and others. This is the kind of life that truly fills you, offering the peace and satisfaction we seek, far from masks and external expectations. Throughout this journey, remember being true to yourself is an act of courage. It's an act of self-love and respect for your own identity. And more importantly, it's an invitation to freedom to detach from the need for approval, freedom to live without worrying about what others think, freedom to follow the path of self-development, knowing that by living authentically, you inspire others to do the same. So, stop running on the treadmill of validation, take a deep breath, listen to your soul, and walk in the direction of your true self, because true happiness, true peace, lies in the courage to live the life you truly desire. Without regrets, without masks, and without the need to please anyone but yourself. And remember, the journey is not a destination. It's a continuous process of rediscovery, learning, and growth. The power to change your life is in your hands, and the transformation begins now. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment below, share your experiences, and tell us how you plan to apply these ideas. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive more transformative content. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.